Kaizer Chiefs have played more games than Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates, yet they are still 9 points behind those two. They finished 10th last season. Now, after 9 matches in Betway Premiership, they are still lying on 9th position. It is then fair for me to say that Kaizer Chiefs, they are continuing with this trend, playing like a mid-table side. Now, they are closer, they're more closer to 15th position or relegation than they are to the top 2. They are just 4 points away from the team that's lying on 15th position. We know in the PSL, 2-3 wins can change, your course overnight. But, look at the players. You score against the TS Galaxy in the last minute. You are celebrating that goal as if you've won a championship or some trophy. Clearly, even the mindset of some of these players has not changed. You cannot be celebrating a goal when you are a bigger club playing against a smaller side on paper. No disrespect to Tim Sugazi and his club. You cannot. I know Kaizer Chiefs came into this match with over 6 players injured, I think others on suspension. Notably, the fullbacks are not there. Solomons and your Bradley Cross. And then today, Nabi starting on this game, he had to play the Botswana international, the Ditlokwe, as a left back with Frost and right back. And then the central pairing of centre backs was the Angolan with the South African Bafana international left and right. He had I think he had 7 defensive-minded players. I don't know what was happening in that midfield, but he had Njabulo Blom, he had Mart, and he had Mtetwa. The forward-thinking or most attacking players in the first 11 was your Dupree, a Shabalala, and a Wandile Duba. I've said this before about the Kaizer Chiefs, that Nasreddine Nabi probably needs 2 more transfer windows to get the team that he wants. Thank you for joining. I do go by the name of Oscar. Since the football, where I engage and discuss on anything to do with football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. How can a team, do this bad? I'm actually not sure if Kaizer Chiefs players have an idea or are aware of what their fans are going through. It's not. These guys I think they're just clueless, unless the pressure of playing for Kaizer Chiefs for most of these players is way too much. The next video, if you watch my videos, you will see some of the players that are necessary for Nasreddine Nabi to get come the January transfer window. Clearly, there are some players that are still playing for this team that don't belong here. A foreign spot like the one that's occupied by Saile must be created. Saile must either be loaned, his contract terminated, or they must just work overnight to get him a team away from Kaizer Chiefs so that they can create that foreign spot. Disciplinary issues within the club. The club has punished a Sirino, apparently, and that is why he was not in the squad today, obviously, with him not wanting to follow some club protocols. He's saying he's injured, but he doesn't want to go to the team's medical department. He wants to go to his own doctors, some attitude problems. So it is just a whole lot of things. And Gaston Sirino is one of the best players, and he was not available today. We're going to the transfer in January. The scouts, the marketing, the recruitment at Kaizer Chiefs, at Naturena, should be working around the clock for a Nasreddine Nabi if anything has to change for Kaizer Chiefs. Because if they continue with this team, it could be worse than it was last season when the team finished 10th on the position. I mean, today's game, we know how Kaizer Chiefs have been playing. They create a lot of chances, but just like Orlando Pirates that was playing in Ivory Coast, Abidjan, against Stade Abidjan, South African, strikers, they don't have that killer instinct. They don't have in front of goals at last third. I mean, if we're playing North Africans and some West African teams, they might not have a lot of chances when they're playing against you, but give them one chance. Give them that sniff of a chance. They'll bury it. But us, Southern African teams, in particular South Africans, especially South African strikers, we are so poor when we're faced with the goalkeeper. Our one-on-ones, they are so bad. I mean, they are so bad. It's not just a Kaizer Chiefs. Majority of the clubs in South Africa, it's the same thing. Similar thing that happened to Makgopa. CAF Champions League game is exactly what I witnessed today with a Dupree. One-on-one. You are taking the more difficult option when you have to take the furthest from the goalkeeper, and then tomorrow a coach is fired because of a simple chance that could have been buried by an Ashley Dupree. It's not just the Kaizer Chiefs, the forward players that are just poor, but you have your defenders that are just pop. I mean, I think this Angolan guy is overrated. Some of the passes he tries or attempts building up from the back, they are just poor. If he does that against a team that is elite, I mean, Kaizer Chiefs is punished and then they are buried just like that. So it's almost like these guys, they went to Turkey with a Nasreddine Nabi for pre-season. But now it appears that whatever they were doing in Turkey is not visible. It's been dismantled. It's just a mess. A whole mess. The Njabulo Blom they brought from as a loan from MLS America seems unfit, and it seems like he's not catching up. The players who did not start the game, who came from the bench, your Vilarazi, your Mashiane, your Potsana, all lefties. I mean, they changed the game. They brought more life to this team. But it is clear that Kaizer Chiefs, they need to go. They need to be aggressive. They need to be aggressive come the transfer window next month. I mean, Kaizer Jr. has been watching. Bobby Mtong can see. Jessica Mtong can see. As much as they can be happy with that happening online, in the stores, their merchandise being sold, people, really supporting this team with every game. They're playing their home games. But the main business of a Kaizer Chiefs is on the field of play. And that is where they are hurting. They are hurting their clients. Their clients are the Kaizer Chiefs supporters. They buy the merchandise because of what they hope to see change on the field. And this far, it's just bad. It is just bad. Another one that's out injured is a Peterson. Bvuma, we can say, did better today. I think I have to mention this. I suspect that Ghanaian TS goalkeeper, Tape, I think he must be investigated. He's probably a Hollywood client or Betway client or some betting site client, because what he was doing there at the end, clearly he really wanted to gift Kaizer Chiefs a goal, and some of the decision he was taking there at the end, it's suspicious. Another one who came from the bench is a Chivaviro. There was a time where he got a ball, he could just easily give a ball to the furthest player closer to goal. Instead of giving the ball to him, he passes the ball closer to the defender than he was trying to pass to his teammate. So it's the passing, it's the movement of the ball, it's the work rate of the ball that's questionable. And Nabi, obviously, Nabi cannot be defended forever. we can tell that he's a good coach. But if he's a good coach, he should at least attempt to change the attitude and the approach of some of these players that are at his disposal. He's been starting Mfundo Vilakazi from the bench for the longest time. I think it's just okay to start the lad, because the ones that are starting out, they're not doing any better for a Kaizer Chiefs. So it's just they had games in hand, and now the games in hand are done and dusted. They are still outside top 8. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs fans are impressed with this, and I don't think it will be necessary even for the management to change coaches at this time. But what the coach needs now is a budget where he will be aggressive to get his type of player. Feitoto is needed in this Kaizer Chiefs side. The Tanzanian who plays for Azam, Apollos is needed in this side, desperately so. If Sirino is continuing with his stance, they cannot beg a player. There's no player that is bigger than the badge. If he continues and he's not turning his way, fire him, terminate his contract, and then go get yourself an Apollos, a Feitoto, and maybe strengthen again at the back. Because that defense, obviously, one cannot play someone that's played out of position like a Ditlokwe. Ditlokwe is not a natural left back. He's more better playing in a back three or as a left center back. Potsane has been, anytime he's been introduced in the last 2 or 3 games, has been a breath of fresh air for this Kaizer Chiefs side and your Nabi. Hey guys, but no guys, it's just too much work. If you're seeing this space and this content for the very first time, would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Give your comments on the section below. Nothing personal, it's just an opinion. Football is a game of opinions. Obviously, we will be loyal to our clubs, but we also need to be sober about the football that we all love. I love football. The games I watch are the games that I'm going to make videos on, and these are the games I've watched. So really love to hear your comment as a Kose fan or as a football person who follows Betway Premiership, whether you're from South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Namibia. I'm mentioning these neighboring countries because majority of them really do follow the Betway Premiership. But I'm not excluding all my brothers and sisters that are outside the continent or within the continent, but further away from Southern Africa. Yes, you do support this channel by liking, by commenting, by sharing, and by watching the ads, and also by contributing something by clicking on the $sign at the bottom of this video. That's how you support me. That's how you support the movement. That's how you support the growth of this channel. Really appreciate the people who have been with me from day one, who continue to engage, who continue, to suggest on how I can improve this. Really would love one day to sit with one of them and just talk about the games we've watched, or transfers, or clubs, maybe team or players they would like to see their teams approaching and then actually buying. Let me end it there by declaring, may my God bless you all.